Ariel Dorfman is devoted to understanding the fragility of truth and the struggle between personal justice and national reconciliation. His play, Death and the Maiden, penned in Santiago, Chile in 1990 in response to the transition from Pinochet's regime into democracy, is a beautiful allegorical work, sparse and eloquent. Its characters raise profound questions about how to live in harmony with our enemies and the sacrifice that one must make for democracy to flourish. Death and the Maiden is also a meticulously crafted psychological thriller. A stranger, by chance, is invited back to an isolated beach house where a woman, gripped by a secret terror she only shares with her husband, awaits. Upon hearing the stranger's voice, she is consumed by a ferocious desire for revenge. She believes, no, she knows, this stranger is responsible for the torture she endured while her country was overrun by a ruthless dictatorship. But how can she know for sure that it's him when all that time in the basement she was blindfolded? His voice, her memory of his voice, is the only evidence she has against him. The woman's husband, a celebrated lawyer, leading the commission to investigate crimes against humanity by the previous regime, must now defend the accused man against his wife. He knows that to turn his back against the rule of law will compromise any hope for democracy and unification for his suffering country. But can he turn his back on his wife? Death and the Maiden reads like an epic myth, a parable for our times. It makes for urgent theatre, raising critical moral dilemmas. How do we seek justice in the face of colossal injustice and vicious brutality? How can you forgive when the price is to forget? The heart of the play is Paulina, fierce, brilliant, desperate. Paulina is played by multi-award-winning stage and screen actress Susie Porter. Joining her in the role of the accidental guest whose voice could spell his end is one of the country's great theatrical craftsmen, Eugene Gilfeder. And finally, the star lawyer, Gerardo, is this year's Green Room Award-winning actor, Steve Mouzakis. Death and the Maiden will be designed and lit by Nick Schlieper and sound designed by The Sweats. As a child of exiled migrants, the narrative of persecution and redemption has marked me like a haunting, like a scar. It's a personal privilege and a great honour to bring Death and the Maiden to life for Melbourne Theatre Company and Sydney Theatre Company audiences in 2015. Thank you.